विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna everyone. So welcome back to yet another episode of Grow Through Gita. So we are discussing chapter number 6. We haven't yet entered into the first shloka, which maybe we will do it in this episode. So what have we been discussing up until now? We've gotten an overview of the whole chapter. We talked about the yoga ladder and we also looked at the Ashtanga yoga ladder. And now let's look at the different layers of our existence, different aspects of our existence. So every being has, especially human beings I should say, we have different aspects of our existence. We are not a unidimensional being, we are a multidimensional being. So one of the core aspects of our existence is the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha means where our basic needs of food, water, it's a strong urge. And especially this particular aspect is very, very significant in the first 5 years of a human's life. So having a toddler niece who just turned 4 months old, I can vouch for this. The whole time that the baby thinks about is food and food and food. Whatever we give, like she puts it into her mouth. She'll like nicely grab the hand and then try to put it in the mouth. You give her like a kerchief, she puts it in the mouth. And whatever it is, the first thing they can think of is put it in the mouth. So this is a clear indication of Annamaya Kosha being very predominant. Then this is for about 5 years of the age. And then gradually, for the next 5 to 7 years, that's up to like 10 to 12 years, then the Pranamaya Kosha becomes very, very prominent, where the agility of the child is super high. They're always running here, running there, and always they want to be playing, and now you call them to come and take some meal and all that. They're not so interested in Annamaya Kosha now because they want to continue playing, be outdoors. Lot of energy, very, very agile. This is Pranamaya Kosha, too much of, bubbling life force. And then there's a natural progression into Manomaya Kosha, where as the kids are entering into their teens, they become very touchy-feely. It's all like, this is cool, that is uncool, I like this, I don't like this. They become very, very finicky about things. So that's Manomaya Kosha, where the mind aspect is very, very, takes the center stage. And then about maybe 16, 17 years, after 15 years, then they get into the Jnanamaya Kosha. Now you can't appeal to their emotions. It's more so you have to appeal to them through logic. Their favorite question will be why? Why should I do this? Why at all am I existing? Why is this? Why is that? The basic existential questions. So now it's sentiments take a little backseat and logic and reasoning, arguments and counter arguments, these become significant. So that's the Jnanamaya Kosha, and then maybe like beyond 20 or so, then there is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. They not only are seeking answers, but they also want to practice it. And this can go on for a really long time. This is especially where individuals in Vijnanamaya Kosha, they want to find some kind of a ism that appeals to them. For somebody, nationalism is appealing. For somebody, humanitarianism is appealing. For somebody, feminism is appealing. And somebody else may say, why only humans, humanitarianism? I will do, for animals also. That's when organizations like PETA and other sectors, they come up. And somebody is like philanthropism. They want to be very charitably disposed. But the highest ism and the only ism that is going to actually satisfy us is spiritualism. And then there is then one running theme that's going through all the stages, that is Anandamaya Kosha, because regardless of which aspect of your being is predominant, always you are the spirit soul. We are eternal spiritual beings. So Anandamaya Kosha, Ananda is a product of the soul, not the body, not the mind, not the intelligence, not the ego. So all through Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, the spiritual aspects should never be neglected. That should be nurtured. And also I don't want you to think wrongly that after Annamaya Kosha, then it is Pranamaya. Nothing like that. At any given stage, all the koshas are very much there, but it's just that in different timelines, during different time periods of our life, different koshas take the center stage. So now, why am I talking about all these different koshas? That is because these 8 steps that we saw on the Ashtanga Yoga ladder, Yama and Niyama, they cater to the Annamaya Kosha part, the don'ts and the do's. Then there is Asana and Pranayama. These particularly appeal to the Pranamaya Kosha. Pratyahara and Dharana is for the Manomaya Kosha. Dhyana is for the Jnanamaya Kosha. And Samadhi is for Vijnanamaya or Anandamaya Kosha. So this way, in this tabular form, you can nicely correlate the 8 steps of Ashtanga, how they are related to all these different koshas of our existence. But then, like we have already talked about it repeatedly, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. In the next video, we will see how even if you don't perform Ashtanga Yoga, simply by the practice of a devotional service, that is Bhakti Yoga, how all your koshas, all aspects of your being can be completely satisfied. So I will share that in the next video, and we will also dive into the very first shloka of chapter 6 with all this elaborate background that I have set for you. I hope you like it. We'll see you again in the next video. Until then, you take care. Hare Krishna.